Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Bizagi Pulse. It has been a while. I think the last 2 months we were not conducting a Bizagi Pulse. So I'm really excited to actually be back. And today we are going to have this Bizagi Fall 2024. My name is Kevin Guerrero. I am the Director of Product Marketing here at Bizagi. And today we will have a lot of things to cover. So I don't want to let you wait for long. So we're going to get deep into all of that and everything that we want to start talking about this part. So we're going to start really quickly with our version and what we will be talking about this. We will start talking about our Bizagi Fall 2024. Let me just check. I just want to be completely sure that I have the document correctly. So we will be talking today about Bizagi Fall 2024, and we are going to just get into the details of what it is being presented in this version. What do we have and what we have included right now into Fall 2024. Yes, let me just change here really quickly. I did open Spring 2024 and not Fall 2024. There we go. Yeah. So the idea is that today we explore everything and all the innovations that has been added here. I will start first talking about some of the strategic directives, right, that we have added into or that we have right now in the organization. And these are going to be, every one of these is where we are going to go deeper to try to understand a little bit more of what we have included as new features and new capabilities there for every single one. So for the ones that doesn't know, from 2022, that it's the time where Bizagi defined or decided to become a cloud-only company, we structure or we modify the way on how we are building new features and new capabilities in our platform. And all of that now comes into how can we guarantee that on every new release, we are creating or we're adding new features and capabilities into each of these strategic directives. And we have these four. We have AI productivity, we have modern experience, governance, and enterprise class. The objective is that in the AI productivity, we're adding a lot of new features and a lot of new capabilities that allow the AI in our customers or the AI in the platform to be used easily with our customers. Modern experience refers to not only the way on how end users works in our final applications, but in general, all the different type of users that interacts with the platform. So the developers, the citizen developers, the power users, everyone that interacts with Bizagi, how they can get a much better experience. The part of the governance, it's something that we are being focused a lot because one of the things that we have seen is it's like in order to actually have really good implementation projects, one of the key success is to have a good governance, like who can access what, who can see what, who can ask what, and more when we're even talking in detail about artificial intelligence, right? And the enterprise class is all these capabilities and all these features that allow us to have a really flexible, scalable, and reliable platform that allow our customers to run all the applications, all their processes with 100% confident that everything will be working with no problem into that part, right? So in the last 2 years, what we have seen is a huge, let's say, innovation race in the market, right? So starting on even November 2022, that I think was the date when OpenAI launched the ChatGPT 3.5, that was the beginning of a huge race of innovation, and is incredible what we have seen in the last couple of years here, right? And at the same time, Bizagi is keeping the pace of that innovation. So just in the last 2 years, Bizagi had introduced and have presented 4 big versions, right? From one side, in spring 2023, it was the first time where we introduced our corresponding Bizagi apps capability. October 2023, that was our fall 2023 version. We introduced the first Bizagi AI assistant, that it was Ada. This year, at the beginning of the year, we did introduce the first version of our agents, and right now we're really happy to introduce the new version that is fall 2024, that it comes with a lot of features, with a lot of improvements, and we are even presenting the next step or the next chapter for our agents with a lot of new things and with a lot of new capabilities that we are having here, right? So part of this evolution has taken us to define a clear, structured, and easy-to-go AI strategy. And I want to stop 1 second here to clarify a little bit how this looks like for us and why, let's say, we're even taking some different approach of what we are seeing right now in the market, right? So when AI started to have this huge hype and this huge wave where everyone wants to be on the top of AI, one of the things that we saw a lot in the market, it was that there were a lot of customers that were focusing in mainly creating a lot of copilots. So how can we create AI tools that help developers to create or to build applications in a much faster way? With Bizagi, we take a step different into this part, and we decide to start focusing not only on the developers, but actually to focus even more on the business users, on the end user. And one of the main reasons behind that decision is because it doesn't matter the size of the company, it doesn't matter the industry where the company is located, always you are going to have more business users than IT users. So the value that we can actually get from those business users using AI tools is much higher than the ones that maybe you can achieve if you got only AI tools for developers. So the 3 pillars of our AI strategy, it is how we can make AI easy to adopt in a really secure way. Second one, how we can focus that the AI is here to deliver business results. And finally, how we can actually drive the enterprise AI adoption. And this is important because what we are seeing is that everyone wants to be in the AI, but everyone or a lot of people doesn't even know where to start or how to build these AI innovation programs. Or do we need to start a whole new program to just do AI? Or how can I start actually using AI on my daily basis that gives me value, but gives me value at the same time that is part of a secure environment, and how to avoid to just go to the OpenGPT and expose all my data. So these 3 pillars are the ones that are defining really clear how we want to focus on AI in our organization. And let's say that I want to highlight some of the bullets that we got up to this point, and it is here, first of all, we want to have AI tools that can be added easily into what we have been doing for a long time with our customers, and it is how we can add AI pieces into our processes. So how we can complete or how we can add these AI elements into the whole orchestration that we have already been done with Bizagi. How we can be sure that the return of our investment is easy to see if you add these AI elements here. If you don't have to get the complicated understanding of the prices of tokens and how much it will cost me if it is one question or one answer. No, how all of this is actually wrapped in a simple business model that is based on consumption, the same that we have had for a while, and that is easy for everyone to understand. And with these 3 pillars is that we came with this new reinventing automation with GenAI. So Bizagi is reinventing the automation with GenAI based on 3 base sessions. How we orchestrate agents, people, bots, data, systems is the orchestration that we have been doing for a long time. But that orchestration must be done when we are focusing on the end-to-end automation, turning all the data into insights, and how to use AI to drive business results. And the base of all of this one, it is actually how to have always advanced governance for this AI, right? So from a high-level picture, this looks like this one. So we continue doing what we are the best. We orchestrate a lot of systems for the modern enterprise. The only difference is that now we are adding these AI assets. And as part of this orchestration, we are actually able to just create all these different enterprise apps that we want. And the AI elements, in this specific case, the AI agents, enter to play a role under the reusable elements. So this whole layer where we have the entities, where we have the forms, where we got the personas, where we got reports, that are elements that we build once and then use it everywhere. Now we have the AI agents in that form. So we can orchestrate this additional element in any way that we want, right? So let's start talking about fall 2024 and let's start talking about what it is being presented and what is being included specifically in this version in the first strategic directive that we got in Bizagi, that it is AI productivity, right? So what we got here, it is this one. So before I get into all the details, just a clarification about the standard, right? Everything that you see here with a continuous line are new capabilities. Everything that you see in a dotted line, it is basically enhancements that we got over some existing features. So I'm going to go into a lot of detail into all of these ones, but I just want to read the high level picture of what we got. So now we got support of ChatGPT 4.0, right? For both ADA and the agents. We have now agents with the capability or with the option to support images and documents as inputs. We are presenting a new AI agents templates, so ready to use templates for different industries and different functionalities, so we can increase the adoption of these agents. And we have done some ACE enhancements over ADA. So let's go and let's see in detail what we're talking about, right? So our main objective is that we can deliver AI value across the whole organization. And we are focusing right now in these three big areas. How we can use AI for development. So even though that it is not our main priority, we have built the first copilot in Bizagi that is a copilot to build prompts. So if a developer wants to create a new agent and maybe it's not an expert or is not a prompt designer or is not a data science, then it's fine. With a simple copilot, they can include a name, they can include a description, and then a prompt will automatically generate it for them following all the best practices, right? On the other hand, we got the AI for automation, and that's where we are talking about the agents. And finally, we got the AI for end users. That is when we are talking about our corresponding artificial intelligence assistant, that is ADA. So what we have done with each of these elements. So starting from ADA, right? So if maybe you have not seen ADA before in actions, or maybe you don't have this concept completely clear in your mind. So basically ADA was presented 1 year ago, and it was our first artificial intelligence assistant. The main objective of ADA is that you can have a reporting tool from day number 1. So what we saw with some of our customers is that they enter into these projects that where they want to create applications, where they want to do process automation, but then only when they finish those projects, they start a different project just to do reporting. So with ADA, we want to avoid that, and we want to say, look, from day number 1, end users can go and use artificial intelligence to get reporting. How ADA works? So basically it's natural language, so the end user can go and chat with ADA in natural language and can ask about whatever he or she wants about the application that they are working. Then ADA is going to deal with the complexity of getting that answer. So it's going to do whatever it is required in terms of the database SQL statements to get the response that the customer is looking for. And it is going to present those results easily, right? And those results came automatically with the option to execute actions. So if you are working in a manufacturing application and you ask for the different, pending order forms that we have, the result will be a table or a list of all the order forms that we have, maybe with a due date, and I can take actions over those order forms. I can contact the provider, or I can contact the client, or I can see the detail, whatever we want, right? So for this fall 2024 version, what we have added is additional capabilities that we got for ADA. So the first one, and one of the most important ones, is that now ADA will be running using the Azure Private GPT Service 4.0. What is the impact of this? That now we have ADA much more strong and much more robust, and it is going to be even faster to give different answers to your customers. And as it is running over ChatGPT 4.0, then the type of question that ADA is able to handle are even more complex statements or more complex queries, right? The second big improvement is that when we did present ADA last year, ADA was able to present results in 3 different formats: tables, bar charts, and pie charts. Now we are including additional, let's say, chart options that allow us to see the information in a much easier and, let's say, a user-friendly way. So we have this donut chart that you are seeing right now. We have this radar. We have this polar. We have lines, right? And additional of this, right, Ada is going to have now the capability to ask for clarification when the question from the customer or from the end user is not clear, right? So if I just go easily and ask, hey, show me the percentage, then Ada is going to come back with a question to just give more details or for an additional clarification of what the end user is looking for. So, okay, you want to see the percentage, but the percentage of what? Do you want to see the percentage of active customers or the percentage of a specific type of transaction? So give me more details so I can help you. And finally, in Ada, we are adding the option, right, that Ada can help the end user to generate automatically additional examples. If you remember Ada before, or we have the capability with Ada to define 3 basic examples for every single end user, so the end user can know a little bit more about what he can ask about, right? But now we can just click on one option that say, show me more examples, and we can go and see all the details about those additional examples that we got here, okay? One last thing that we did with Ada is that now Ada is able to manipulate in the same axis more than one value, right? So multiple values per axis. So this is really good, and this is again thanks to the capability that now Ada is running also on 4.0, and it is now we can start getting into a lot of more deeper analysis for the different applications that we are working. So let's see that in this example, I am asking Ada to show me a comparison between the average transactions per month versus the average payments per month. So I want to see when my customers in general are not paying, right? And then I can start taking decisions over this one. So why in May 2024, the amount of transactions that I got was over, 1,200, and I am getting just 1,000 of payments. So maybe this can be a risk. Maybe there wasn't a special promotion. Maybe, maybe it wasn't a special sale before summer or whatever we find, and we can identify our trends. And this combined with the new type of charts that we can display, it will make that it is easier for the user to identify points where maybe we need to take quick actions into that point, right? So all of this is about Ada and how we have improved our artificial intelligence assistant, okay? Now, if we move to the second big innovation that we are presenting in this fall 2024 version, now we're talking about agents, okay? So agents were presented in spring 2024. So it means at the beginning of this year, we did introduce the first version of agents, right? In that version of agents, we actually saw the capability that agents were able to manipulate as inputs strings or text and give me as a result another string or another text. So let's see that that's where we saw the potential of what an agent can do for us. So yeah, maybe the agent is able to go on, give me summaries of meetings, or it can help me to create emails, or it can help me to create articles for the knowledge base. So how can I use that artificial intelligence power to help me to create some elements here, right? But now on this version, we are presenting the first Bizagi Copilot. So this Bizagi Copilot refers to the way or to the option on how we can create our agents, even if we are not specialized users, even if we are not data science, or if we are not prompt engineers. So how this how this Copilot works is that basically every single developer can go and define a name for the agent, a description of the agent, and then with the combination of those two, the Copilot to generate our prompts, it is going to create a prompt automatically. That prompt will automatically identify potential variables that maybe we want to use. And if we want, we can change it or we can test it just right away. Okay? So this is really important in terms of the development and the creation of the Copilots. Now, the second thing that we are presenting in this fall 2024 version about the agents is the ready-to-use AI agents. And these are our templates. So something that we want to do also with this version is to increase the adoption of these AI technologies. And one of the things that we saw, right, it was that there was a huge, let's say, barrier because customers were not having, I don't know, a lot of ideas, a lot of options in terms of what we can do, right? Like, what are the ideas that we can actually get, or what kind of things I can do with the agents to just work or to create for me things, right? So what we decided to do in this version is to create ready-to-use templates to give more ideas to the customers so they know easily how to use. So let me just show you here really quickly how all of this looks in our platform. So in the new version, if you go through the expert view in Bizagi, and then you go into the AI hub, that is where we got all our agents, then we're going to have now the possibility to start creating new agents. And here is where we are going to be able to see the two new capabilities that I'm showing you here. So from one side, you can start creating a whole new agent from scratch. And here is where we got our copilot. So here, let's say that you got something that is, I don't know, an email assistant. You just define a name. I need your help to create answers from emails sent by customers. Let's say. So only with a name, only with a description, using the prompt assistant, we will have the copilot generating automatically the prompt for us, following the best practices and suggesting even some of the variables that can be used here. So look, you are an assistant, you need to have and create professional and courteous responses to the customers. I will give you the information of even the email that you are seeing. So this is one variable that is automatically identified from this one, and then you can just go and see it here. In this wizard, we are also seeing the option to just get the 4.0 or the 3.5. We keep the 3.5 for those customers that has already created or has already built some agents before, and maybe we need that support, right? And then, on the other hand, what we're seeing is all the ready-to-use AI agents templates, right? So in this version, in fall 2024, we're presenting 34 ready-to-use templates. We have those templates organized by industry. So we have 13 for banking, 9 for customer service, 4 general agents, and then 10 for manufacturing and retail. Every single one of those agents are ready to use, and it has already, let's say, it already has a prompt defined with the variables defined and with everything that we got. We have from really specific banking ones, like for example, I want to get a summary of a annual report, or I want to actually just, I don't know, maybe get a earnings call summary, or I want to categorize an incident, or I want to just have some investment meeting summaries, whatever we want, to really some general ones, right? So I want to have a document translator, I want to have an image analysis summary, and then I want to have an image to text. When you decide to use one of these templates, you just use the template here. You are going to identify that the name, the description, and all the prompt is already done, right? And then you even see here how the inputs have been defined already. And you can go and test the prompt anytime that you just want it into this particular point. So this one is one that gives me just basic a description of images that we can upload it here. So we can upload the image, we can click on the test prompt, and then we're going to just get some description of the images that we're having into this particular point. Okay, so this is the AI agent templates that we expect to increase the adoption of our agents into this point, right? Now, the second big innovation that we are presenting with the agent is mainly the capability that now the inputs for the agents is not anymore just a string. When we were presenting agents before, right, one of the most important things that probably some of our customers were asking was, how can we make that agent manipulate not only strings, but maybe much more complicated element like documents? So in this version, our agents will be able to include or to receive as inputs images, spreadsheets, or even documents that can be Word documents or PDFs. And with this is that we are start seeing the huge potential of now how agents can do or what kind of things agents can do for us. So it can summarize huge documents. It can compare two documents at the same time. Just to give you an example, one of the templates that we built is one agent that compare 2 annual earnings report for a company. Those documents were approximately 80 pages each. So the agent was comparing, 160 pages of information and give me a summary of the difference between one year and the other one in terms of the revenue, the debt, the price per share, everything. And it was amazing what it was doing. Like if thinking about how long it will take a human to do that, it will be a lot compared with what the agents are able to do with this information at this point, right? And with images, we're also seeing a huge potential in terms of how agents can identify easily information of the images, how we can describe even contextual situations from one simple image, how we can extract text from image. This is huge. This is really important for us, how we can count and how we can compare. So just to show you a maybe more understandable example and just to show you a business situation of something that we have built already with this one, I just want to take you to a quick demo about this application that we have built. So this is our bank in Bizagi called Finance Dynamics. And basically in this bank, we have different personas working in the bank. We have David, we have Sarah, we have Debbie, we have Janica. In this bank, there are multiple objects that every single one of these personas like interacts on a daily basis. So we have customers that can have loans, customers that can have different type of accounts or different type of credit cards, customers that can create new applications for either a loan, a credit card, or an account, right? And there are multiple interactions here between these objects. For this demonstration, we are going to focus really quickly just in David. What is the experience, or what is actually the customer experience that we are seeing just for David? And we're going to see how agents will help David to be much more efficient on his daily task, right? So I'm going to go really quickly here to the application that we have for David. This is our application in this case. This is a Finance Dynamics application that we have built for David. And David is able to see all this information about his customers, about the accounts, about the loans, how about the credit cards. Everything that we wanted here is available and visible for David. So we're going to have one business situation where basically David is in a branch and let's say Ashley came into the branch office and she said that she wants to get a new credit card. So when we start a new credit card application, what David is going to be able to do is to just ask Ashley some of the basic things that maybe, are relevant for Ashley in terms of what she wants on her credit card. So what is the most important thing for Ashley? Do Ashley wants to have a low annual fee or low interest rate, or maybe what it matters the most to her, it is travel benefits, right? So let's say that for Ashley, the most important thing is the travel benefits. And then we can start asking about some of the things that maybe she can be interested or not. So do you want to have cashback on your credit card, or do you want to have airport lounge access, or airport hotel benefits, cell phone protection, foreign key transaction fees, roadside assistance? So which are going to be the kind of things that you can have? If you think about if someone as David has been working in the bank for, many years, if you ask like which is the best credit card for travel benefits, maybe David knows from, all his experience, right? But when we start combining travel benefits plus the cashback plus the airport lounge access plus this one, even if you have been working in the bank for a while, maybe this is not as easy as we want. And in addition of all of that, we can even select which credit cards we want to compare. So look, you know what? Yeah, I want to compare the 4 of them. So the way on how agents is going to work, and that's how we are seeing that we are going to increase the adoption, is that agents can be easily included as part of the same processes that we already have in our platform. So here we have one first form, that is the one that we have just complete, that is where we register the application details of that customer. And then we have into place multiple agents working together for us. One agent that is going to compare all the credit card benefits and give me a summary of all those benefits. Then one agent that it is going to give me a suggestion of which is the best credit card for that customer. And then a last one that is going to create an HTML to present the information in an easier way. So what are these agents doing at the end? Look, every single credit card has a PDF with absolutely all the details and all the information about that credit card. What is the name of the credit card? What are the introduction? Which are some of the benefits that we have it here? Do you have baggage delay insurance? Do you have extended warranty protection? And these documents can be huge. Even we have sections that includes all the details about the pricing, right? Like, I don't know how much it's going to charge me for the interest rates or for a cash advance if we want. So what these agents are going to do for us is to take all those documents, in this case we have these documents as PDF, is going to take all the information that was included by the user in the first step of the process and is going to give them at the end just one recommendation so David can give the much better, let's say, understanding of what is relevant for that user. So when we go and see the credit card comparison, this is what we are doing and this is what the agent is doing for us. So it's look, for Ashley, the most important thing is, or the credit card that maybe we can recommend, it is just the Elite MasterCard. Mainly because this one has access to 1,500 VIP airport lounges, and this aligns perfectly for this, and this. And then I have a summary of all the benefits of all the different credit cards, right? So it's multiple documents manipulated at the same time, combined with multiple user preferences, combined with how we want to present the information. And now even we have the option to translate these recommendations into multiple languages, right? So let's suppose that, I don't know, our customer is asking or is requesting that he wants to get all this information with a different language, right? So it's like, yeah, it's good that it's in English, but I need all of this maybe just in German. So you can translate all the information and all the details that we got for both the recommendation and also the table with the details and with the summary here into multiple languages, and then combine all of this with existing Bizagi features. Like which one? So take a look that now here, all of this is in German. So we got all the information based on the German language that we have selected here. And if at the end I want just to send all of this by email, what it is going to happen is that at the end, I am going to just receive one email with all the details and all the information that we just saw in this particular point. So here, the potential that we're seeing here, this is the email that just came in. It's all here in German with all the information that we got, with the details and the information. It is a combination of multiple agents with the customer advisor doing a lot of stuff from them, but seeing a huge potential of how he can be much more efficient. Now, in terms of the images, we have another business scenario here under the same context, and it is part of what David can handle. It is also loans, right? So take a look that here we go to the loans part. I don't know, he can see all the different type of loans that we have, which are the, I don't know, loan that we got, in this case, motor loan, and he can just manipulate all of this. But now, as part of what David can do is that he can receive applications for new type of loans. When we have motor loans in particular, right, there is one thing that we're doing with images, right? And it is, look, for a customer to request a new loan, we are asking the customer to complete some basic details, right? Like which one? What is the amount of the loan that it is being requested? For how many months he wants that loan? What is the proposal of the loan? And then some basic information about the car that the customer wants to buy, right? So like, which is the make, which is the model, which is the trim, if it is a new vehicle or not, what is the year of the vehicle, and then what is the mileage of the vehicle. And this is also combined with something that we are requesting to the customer, and it is a picture of the vehicle that he wants to buy, right? So if he already has something in his mind, he can just go and say, hey, this is the car that I want to use. So if we combine all this information plus the image, we are getting an estimated vehicle cost based on the status or the stage of that vehicle. So if you see here, we got a completely detailed description of how the car looks like. So look, it is a great Mercedes-Benz C-Class sedan, but it has a significant damage in the front left side. The fender, headlight, and bumper are severely damaged. And if we combine all of this with the information that we got, we are getting from the agents an estimated price. So look, this estimated price is between 12 grand and 15 grand, mainly because the car is really damaged for an apparently accident. So with this, our customer advisor can take a much more informed decision if he wants to approve or if he wants to reject this 30 grand loan that it was requested, right? So at the end, what we are seeing here with agents plus documents and images is that they are much more powerful from what we presented last time, right? But also, this actually even gets much better when you combine those agents with existing Bizagi features. So just to give you a high-level overview of what we have seen even in these two quick demos, it is, look, I have combined in this demo the use of global vocabularies available in Bizagi with the agents. How? Basically, you saw that we were presenting, right, the summary and the recommendation of the credit card for the customer in an HTML. But I want to customize the style of that HTML. How? I can just have one global vocabulary that can be manipulated automatically from production environments. So it means it's dynamically and it can change anytime without any deployment. And I can add the style sheet for that. So the whole CSS file can be added as a global vocabulary. So when I execute my agent, the agent is going to take that style form or that style sheet and then add it into the HTML that is being generated, right? Now, parametric entities plus the agents. So all the available credit cards that we were seeing in the form where David was selecting which credit cards should be presented, right? Basically are credit cards that comes directly from a Bizagi parameter entity. So it makes that the agent change dynamically according to the values that we got in a parameter entity. So if for any reason the Elite Master credit card is no longer available, we just disable that value in the parameter entity, and then we will not be able to see it anymore on that table. Or if we decide to offer a new one, a new credit card, we just go change the values on the parameter entity from the production environment, and now that's a new credit card that we can use to compare. All the available functions and information that is being stored in Bizagi about the case creator, the day that the case was created, the current assignee of a task can be used also dynamically for our agents. So at the moment that we're doing the mappings of the values or the data that comes from Bizagi to the agent, we're going to find the list of all those elements or all the information that we can use at any time. And even though that we don't see or that we don't saw in this demo the last combination of an existing feature with agents, we saw a different business scenario, and it's how we can make agents available even for citizen developers. So if we want citizen developers to continue helping us to do this automation of tactical processes, how we can give the power to them of this a great capability that is artificial intelligence agents. And what we saw is that you can even create a sub-process that has embedded an artificial intelligence agent, right? And then expose that sub-process to be used in live processes. And now there you got AI agents available for citizen developers. So this is huge. I think that the potential of this one is outstanding. We have been seeing a lot of new potential of this. We have even seen something where I don't know, for example, we're using the agents with images to validate the identity of customers, right? So to compare, I don't know, if a picture from the passport is the same person of a picture in the driver license or a picture on the residence card. So it's really amazing what we're seeing with this part. Okay. Now, this AI productivity is probably the biggest one in terms of what we are presenting in features or capabilities here. But now let's go deeper into a couple more things of what we can do with the other strategic directives. So let's go into modern experience, right? So into modern experience, we're presenting what it is called common actions, right? And we're talking about common actions in two different, let's say, ways. Unmerged and merged common actions. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about what is that, right? Then we just saw this one on the demo. To one is that we can execute our agents on demand because now it is possible to add them into forms, right? And then we got several app improvements and table improvements to make our applications better, right? So let's see some of the options that we got. So the first thing that we got is common actions, right? So common actions will work directly when you are working in tables in your applications, or even when you are seeing results from ADA. So remember that every single time that you go to ADA and you ask a question, the answer of that question, it is elements that comes automatically with actions that you can take over them. One quick example. Let me just go back here to David. Let me go to ADA. And let's suppose that I want to ask here to show me the, VIP customers, right? So when ADA gives me the answer of this question, basically it's going to show me customers, right? And I am going to be able to take actions over every single customer. So we say, hey, to James, I want to start a new loan application, or I want to see the customer details, or I want to update the customer details, right? So it's like I can take action directly to them. But there are some cases where you don't want to just take an action over one single element, but you want to take an action over multiple elements of over the response, right? That is where we got common actions. So the way on how common actions work is that we have two flavors. From one side, you are going to have the possibility to just go directly and have merge common actions. So what's the meaning of this one? So here, the example is the same as the one that I was showing you. So look, show me the VIP customers. I am going to see the result of those VIP customers. Then I can select to those VIP customers, maybe which are the ones that I want to send an email, right? And what it is going to happen is that when it is a common action merge, for all the selected elements that I got on that response, I am going to execute, or I'm going to trigger just one process. So take a look that the common actions will appear on the top. In this example, I am going to use the email a customer, and what I'm going to have in the merge common action is just the trigger of one single process that in this example is going to send just one single email to all the VIP customers, right? Now, if it is unmerged, we're talking about a different story. When it is unmerged, the example that I have here is, look, I want to see all the customers with loan payments pending for over 6 months. So which customer has not paid the loans for over 6 months, right? I am going to see the result again with ADA. I can select which of those customers are the ones that I want to manipulate. But let's say that now what it is happening is that I want to go and start a collection process for them. But I cannot start one single collection process for all the customer that has pending payments, because every single case is different. Every single loan is different. Every single customer is different. So when we got common actions and merge, what it is going to happen is that for every single record selected, I am going to trigger an independent case. In this example, I'm going to start a new collection process independently for every single customer that has these pending payments and that I have selected there, right? So the result of the common actions when they are unmerged is one case per every single record selected. The result of common actions when they are merged, it is just one case, okay? That's something really important that we got with them. And this one is something that, as I told you, we already saw it in the example, and is the option that now you can trigger agents directly from your forms, right? The way on how you will be able to do it is that in any form, you can include a button, and then through the option of actions and validation, you can create a new action that when the button is clicked, then you will invoke an agent. But here I want to highlight and maybe give you a huge suggestion, right? And it is, look, if you are adding something into your forms, you need to follow the best practices that you follow when you invoke web services, connectors, SAP, spreadsheets, everything, right? And it is, if it is part of the form, you must consider how long or how much time it is going to take the agents to the agent to get the response. If it is too long, it can happen that the end user believes that the application is basically a lock or it entered into a deadlock or something like that. And it's not like that. It's just that the agent is taking some time, right? So you need to consider, I don't know, how long the agent is taking to give you the response. If it is a couple seconds, it's fine. The user can can wait a couple seconds while the agent completes the task. But if it is for a long period of time, maybe you will consider, or it will be better if you consider to use this agent not as part of the form, but as part of your process. And why I'm saying this one to you, I told you that as part of the template, we have built one template that compares, for example, two annual earning statements of a company. There was 160 pages of information where the agent is extracting and summarizing information. For that example, the agent was taking, I think, around 2 to 3 minutes to complete that one. Yes, it was 160 pages to get a really full summary. So if you have this scenario, maybe you don't want to use that agent here in a form, maybe you just want to use it as part of your process, okay? And finally, about this one, we have also had some different improvements in terms of the creation of our applications. So we have modified and we have updated the concept of the themes that we got on the app designer, and now we're talking about the color palette. And we have added a multiple enhanced user experience when you are creating your application, right? So, I don't know, simple little detail as when you are dragging a control into your app, it will highlight where the control is going to be located. You can select multiple controls at the same time to move all of them together to a different section. You can do Control-C, like you can copy, you can cut, you can undo. All of that is now available into the app designer for us, okay? Now, in terms of the governance strategic directive, we have included two big things here. There are additional auditing options for customer portal and some self-service traces and event log retentions. But there is a big one that is in terms of the experience matrix governance, right? So from last year, when in the spring 2023, we did introduce the experience matrix, this capability in our platform has become every day a much more important one because it's a huge differentiator that we got in the market. The simplicity on how you can build an application, the simplicity on how you can understand the personas, the objects, and the interactions of the application is huge. And one of the things that we were hearing from a lot of our customers is that when they start using the experience metrics, they saw the potential and then they start asking for governance over the experience metrics. So it's like, look, it's great, but now I need to have control over who can access, who can see them, who can delete a matrix, who can create a new one. So what we are introducing in this fall 2024 version is 3 different types of permissions for the experience metrics. So deny, someone that cannot do anything over the matrix, you can define these permissions at the general level, so for all the experience metrics, or on a specific experience matrix in particular. So the deny is you don't have any access to them. The modifies, you can modify it. If it is a general, you will be able to see the different matrices there. If it is for a particular one, then you are defining exactly who can modify that experience matrix, and then you have a last one that is the full control. That not only allows you to modify the experience matrices, but also to define the permissions over there, right? And our last strategic directive here, it is the Enterprise Class 1. And here we have included some improvements in terms of the deployments of large projects. So the time that it will take you to take one package from one environment to the other one has reduced dramatically into this one when you have large implementations. And we have included also the possibility to have multiple versions in one single subscription, right? So now, under the same subscription, under the same customer portal, under the same bill portal, you can have more than one project, and each of those projects can even be in different versions, right? So you can have your project 1 running under Spring 2024. That's the one that probably you have all in production with everything ready there. And then you can start having a different project, right, that can be running under Fall 2024. And it will help you to have, I don't know, even some proof of concepts or some sandbox, or try to see how all of this works there. And in order to be able to do this, basically we have also added something into the bill page, and is that now in the bill page of every single subscription, now it is going to be possible to download the corresponding Bizagi Studio installers according to the projects that you have there. So if you go to the bill page and you have more than one project with a different version, then in the bill page you will see a list of all the available installers that you can download for that subscription. Okay? Now, this full version is going to be available tomorrow. So if you go tomorrow around our website, you will see a lot of changes in our website, and in the messaging that we got here is going to be available October 31st of this year, this version. And before we go, I just want to give you a coming soon. This is not going to be fully delivery as part of the fall 2024 version, but it is really important to highlight what it is coming here. And it is a tool that we will be adding in the next upcoming months. And it is the Bizagi Performance Monitoring tool, right? This is going to be a tool that will be available from the customer portal. So our customers will access this monitoring tool here. And the objective with this one is that our customer has a much better view of what's happening with the platform, right? What is the performance in general about the platform, to understand a little bit more of the operation that are happening in the platform, to understand what is happening with the, asynchronous activities or custom jobs or replications, and try to understand much better what is happening here. So as I told you, this is not going to be part of fall 2024, but it is going to be delivered in the next months until the end of the year for some of our customers here. Okay? Now, before we go, two really important invites for all of you. The first one is to just join the community, right? Keep in mind that this is a new space that we have built for everyone in Bizagi. You can go and register for free into the community through community.bizagi.com. You can just log in and use the credential that you normally use when you want to log in into the Bizagi portal, right? And something really important about the community in this version is that we have a section within the community called it AI Hub, Bizagi AI Hub. And under that Bizagi AI Hub, you are going to have the possibility to go and include your ideas of new potential AI agent templates that you want us to create. As I told you, in this version we are presenting, or we are delivering 34 agents ready to use, but we can add more without any need to actually create or update the version at any point. So you can go directly, put your ideas, and we will start considering those potential new AI agent templates to be added into our platform, right? And finally, my final invitation is just go into the Bizagi Boosters website. The Bizagi Boosters, it is basically one place where we are able to find short videos about some of the most relevant features and capabilities that we have in this version. For fall 2024, we got 4 boosters. One that talks in detail about the agents using images and documents. One that talks about some improvements to basically do some maintenance over the platform or some restarts over the platform. A third one that talks about all the improvements of their ADA. And finally, one that talks about some changes that we did in the platform relate to the time zones that you got it there, right? So with this one, there is nothing else that I can say than thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your assistance today. I hope that you are really excited for this fall 2024 version. And I'm sure that we will see you soon, or we will see soon together in another Bizagi Pulse session. So have a wonderful rest of the day and see you next month. Take care.